Hey, Scruffy. Are you limping? You can't tell. Quiet. So I'm a half hour early. So maybe you're not expecting me this early. But I actually programmed the automated food dispenser to put out the food now. So you ate it this time yesterday. That's assuming it actually worked, but I presume it did. So I think I've been feeding Scruffy too much, and I think Scruffy is healing. I'm not noticing any major limping. So I think I'm going to start gradually reducing the food. But unfortunately, I bought a rotisserie chicken, and I have a bunch of chicken scraps for him, so I'm going to be giving him too much food until I use up the rotisserie chicken. But I cut down on the kibble tonight, so instead of a double dose, it's just the regular dose. But I did put in a bunch of rotisserie chicken scraps, plus the party cuts with real turkey. Though I actually, scaled back a little bit on the turkey, so he'll have a little bit less food tonight, but he's still going to have plenty. Plus, I fed him at lunch today. Is he pouting? Is he now I'm feeding him less tonight? Does he understand English? Scruffy doesn't seem too into the pets tonight. Yeah, I'm feeding him too much. Okay, there he goes. I think he's starting to get into it. So we had a major weather change last night. It got cold. So I think, we lost 20 degrees in like a day or something. So it was really cold this morning. And the bicycle guy I talked to, he was complaining actually about the cold too. I didn't think it was that bad yesterday, but definitely overnight it really got cold. Just not too, a few days, I think it was only a few days ago I was complaining it was too hot. And now I think, winter might be here. So we got our last summer rally and we go straight into winter. But it actually jumped in temperature by midday today. So it was really cold this morning, and then I think we got like 15 degrees back or something. So it was actually a nice afternoon this afternoon. So I decided I was going to go for a bike ride this afternoon while, since it's cooling off quite a bit, and the afternoon actually felt pretty good. So I thought, I should go. But I was actually debating if I was going to ride today because so yesterday, if you saw the video, I went for or last night's video, I mentioned, I was out for the day. I was visiting a friend, among other things, and picking up my bike. And my friend and I went for a hike at a different park, and it has some pretty steep terrain in some sections. And this morning when I woke up, I could feel a lot of stiffness and different muscle groups in my legs and my butt. So definitely I was using different muscles to climb up those steep hills yesterday compared to the muscles I normally use when I go running or biking. And so yeah, I haven't been using the hiking muscles very much, and so yeah, I was kind of feeling the stiffness this morning, and so I was wondering, gee, do I need to stay in? Because yeah, I feel real stiff. Wasn't in any pain or anything, but I was wondering if I should take it easy today. But yeah, I had a really busy morning, a little stressful. But I managed to clear off a bunch of things by early afternoon. I felt like, I think I should go for a ride because I've also been itching to test out my bike now that it's been repaired. So I mentioned yesterday I had planned a possible extra trip on my way back. I was thinking about stopping at another park that was near a lake or some sort of body of water, and it's not interesting, very interesting terrain. It's mostly just all flat, but I guess it's scenic, so a lot of people like it for that. But just to test out my bike, I thought it might be a fun ride because yeah, I didn't need to do anything challenging. I just wanted to test out my bike, see how it feels. But because I was running so late yesterday, basically I had to scrap that plan because basically by the time I reached that park, the sun had already set. And then I'm actually still having problems with my car headlight. I mentioned it was flickering, and now sometimes the headlight's not even coming on. So yeah, I didn't want to have to be driving a lot in the darkness with a screwed up headlight. The other one works, so it's not that bad, and the highways I take are actually fairly well illuminated, so it's not really that dangerous. But don't want to get a ticket or something like that. Especially for something, I just replaced the bulb. I've done everything I can, and it's there's something else going on. I have to probably take it to a mechanic. It's not obvious what the problem is, especially since it seems to come and go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So anyway, yeah, I went for a bike ride early this afternoon, and yeah, my bike mechanic did a really great job, and he did a fantastic job. Actually, I'm really impressed with just how how clean everything feels, how clean everything is. Actually, yeah, my bike was really dirty. He cleaned a lot of the crap off of it. So he also, so he completely replaced the severed brake line. So he had new brake cables, and he gave me a new brake pad on the rear. So we talked about it before, or early on, and he didn't think I needed new brake pads at first, and then when I saw him yesterday, he said, "Yeah, I changed the brake pad." He needed it on the back. And then let's see, yeah, he changed. So my pedals were they're a little dented, and they're making some noises, and I know sometimes they get kind of caught so they don't kind of spin correctly. It's rare. Usually if I get some oil, it'll fix up the problem. But I kind of left it at his discretion. Do you think I need to replace the pedals or not? And I think I'm going to replace the pedals. I have some, so he seems to have a pick and pull type thing. He has like a whole bunch of spare parts and keeps at his place. And so they're like not brand new parts, but they're like usable parts. And so I'm not picky, so I'm like the perfect customer for him. So basically, yeah, as long as the parts, usable, I'll take it for discount. And so yeah, he gave me new pedals, which there's actually missing a reflector on one of them, but I don't care. And then a new used bicycle seat. So my old bicycle seat, again, it was like your discretion. Do you think I need to replace the bicycle seat or not? Because it was the outer exterior, like leather or whatever. It's not leather, but whatever that material is ripped in multiple places. and he said, "Yeah, I think we should change the seat." And he showed me a drawer of all these old seats that he had, and he picked out two of his favorite, and said, "Yeah, so this one I think would work for you." And then he said, "Or maybe this one." And I said, "Well, which one do you think's better?" He says, "Yeah, I think this one's better." So I said, "Okay, let's go with that." And so it's a white seat. It's a little, what is it? So like my old one had like kind of a, ooh, Scruffy gun. I think Scruffy saw something. Gonna go hunt. So it seems to be walking okay. So I was actually just about to feed Scruffy, so we'll go feed Scruffy now. Do you want your food? Yeah, you threw me off when you walked away. So yeah, anyway, this new seat has it's it's like split left and right, so there are kind of two padded areas, like one on the left side, one on the right side. Whereas my original one was more like just one big padded thing, kind of centered. So it feels a little different, but I don't mind. I think I'll be okay. And then this new one is white, and you can tell it's used because yeah, it's very dirty. So it's not like pure white anymore. It's just kind of brown from all the dirt and stuff. So, but I don't care. And then actually, in fact, because I use the bicycle for street area, I park it in front of stores and stuff like that. I got to worry about theft. So the more beat up my bike looks, or the older my bike looks, the less of a target it is for theft. Okay, I'm done. So let's see. Yeah, I came out for lunch. Yeah, I didn't see Scruffy this morning, and he's waiting for me again. So I gave him a couple kibble again. I was trying to actually scale back the kibble a little bit, but I ended up pouring too much in, so he got basically the same amount I've been giving him. Because I was thinking, I need to start scaling back the food. And then I brought out his water. And I think he actually drank all the water today. I think the kibble makes him thirstier. So I poured the kibble on the plate and let him eat it. He actually knocked a piece of kibble off the plate by accident, and it fell through a crack in the boards. And at the very end, yeah, he had trouble getting two pieces of kibble that had landed right next to the bottom base of the bowl. And so he's trying to use his paw to move it and trying to get his head in there. So it took him a little bit. But all in all, yeah, looks like Scruffy had a fairly boring day and a fairly easy day since I'm feeding him so much. But yeah, probably need to start cutting back on the food, and then whatever critter caught his attention, he's gonna have to catch. He wants to eat more food. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So the new seat. One thing I noticed, yeah, he actually did a really great job getting the new seat exactly the same height as my old seat. I didn't expect that. That's really good attention to detail. Um, I'm impressed. Yeah, previous bike people I've had are not that meticulous. They'll get close, but yeah, nothing like that. The one thing I did notice though, and this is not his fault, this is just the difference in seats. My old seat was tilted more downward, I think, and this one is in contrast. The front end is tilted more upward, and when I sat on it, it felt weird because on one hand it felt like I was sitting lower, but on the other hand, if I touch my feet to the ground, I'm actually basically the same exact height I've always been, and so it feels a little funny. And I asked him about it and said, yeah, he looked at it and said, no, I think this is actually how the seat's really supposed to be, but I can change it for you if you want. And I said, well, is this how most bicycles are now? He says, yeah. And I said, well, maybe I should try it just because I'm talking about getting a new bicycle. I probably should try to get used to it. So I said, well, if you want to change it, I mean, it's all personal preference too. But I said, yeah, just leave it. I'll give it a try. And I said, yeah, it's easy to change, so just you can adjust it yourself at home or if you need to. So I gave it a try today, and I did the exposed mountainside climb, and I felt like because the seats tilted a little bit more, I feel like I'm just a tad bit lower, and so my legs are just a tad bit shorter or like less extended. So like before, I would be able to extend my legs just a little bit further, which may help me with power. Whereas now my legs feel like they're just a tad slightly more bent, and I felt like I was on the really steep part. I felt like I was not quite getting as much power to climb, and so I felt like I was struggling a little more. But that also could just be because I'm just not used to the seat, and I'm tired from the hike from yesterday, and so might just take some used to getting to it. I mean, it's a very minor thing. I made it up, so. And I did notice, but I don't think this is related to anything. I lost traction a few times, but I think that has more to do with just the terrain. And I've lost traction before on that, and even though I lost traction, I think I lost a little bit less traction with this new tire that I replaced a week or two ago, because it has slightly better traction than my previous tire, which ripped in the center, and my inner tube bulged out. And the gears felt really good, so he did a really good tune-up job. So the gears. So the gears of my bicycle are very old, worn down, and so they sometimes slip a little, and they make some funny noises sometimes. And he's worked on my bike twice before, and we've never quite gotten it perfect. He says, yeah, you just can't. Your gears are they're worn, and that's how they are. And I understand that. But yeah, he managed to do something today. Yeah, they felt better than they felt in a really long time. So yeah, he did a really good job. And then he was able to true my wheels, and because of the new brake line and the new brake pads, one of the problems I've had was my brake sometimes doesn't get recentered and it rubs against the tire, and I gotta manually kind of tweak the cable to get it to recenter. And I think that's all fixed now. So that's nice. So I had it was a fun ride today. Felt really good. And so I saw a couple deer on the trail. So I saw one, fairly large. I think it was a female deer. She was just standing in the center of the trail as I was biking up the hill. And, I gave her a wide, and then I started giving her a wide berth. She was starting to move to the edge of one side of the trail, which was like the edge of the cliff, and I moved to the other side, and then she kind of felt, I think, safe and just kind of took her time. And then later I saw four deer. It looked like a family, and they were kind of foraging on also an edge of a trail on a cliff hillside going up. And yeah, they were a little more nervous about me coming by. Scruffy limping. Can't tell. It's not moving. I think he's walking okay. So he didn't clean his bowl. There's actually quite a bit of food left. Yeah, I'm feeding him too much. There's actually, yeah, a lot of food. There's turkey, there's kibble. I think there's a piece of chicken, the rotisserie chicken in there too. I think he's getting fat. If the limp is not from the leg, it might be because he's getting fat from all the food I'm feeding him. So, cat's starting to waddle. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start putting back the food, I think. Have to get back to normal soon. So I hate it when he wastes food. He does it so rarely, though. It's probably because I don't feed him this much. But I guess it's good that, yeah, Scruffy seems to be getting better, so we won't have to give him up to an animal rescue group now, for now, anyway. I hope he don't come back and finish his food. I don't think he's going to. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop out the remaining bits and put it on the little red plate there. I'll leave the plate out, and then I'll take in his water bowl and take in the food bowl. And then he can eat the remaining stuff while I'm gone. Okay. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.